Hey you guys, Zoo here, back casting Starcraft games, already a whole 12 hours away from casting. I've had so much time away. This is a game I recently downloaded. It was a best of three. I have all three games. I'm going to cast all three, assuming this game is good, so hopefully this will be a good game. I don't know much about either player. I know that they are both 1800 and 1700 ranked on the ladder respectively on the Euro ladder. Spawning as the Red Terran, we have Fuzer, and spawning for the Blue Zerg, we have Eizcaj. We're just going to call him Eyes because I am quite American and am not good with these funny-looking words. This is going to be a Metalopolis 1 vs 1 Zerg vs Terran. Kind of okay positions for the Zerg, nothing too bad for either player. That whoever takes advantage of this very short rush distance first is going to be the winner, in my opinion. Here comes the Overlord, probably going to come down, see the command center immediately turn up, and surprisingly, we don't actually have the supply depot going at the ramp. I assume it's going to be some kind of barracks factory wall off. Generally, what you'll see with the Terran do if they don't put the supply depot out there, that's what's going to happen. Moving the Overlord away, knows that Terran's here. Looks like oh wow, he's building the barracks back here. Very interesting play. I haven't seen anything like this before. We'll see how it fares for him. I wouldn't be surprised if some Zerglings are able to get in here and do some harassment, but Fuzer knows better than I. I am not an 1800 player myself. Spawning pool going up for the Zerg, opening up the production tab. Sorry for not having it up sooner. Zerg producing mainly drones, still operating off of one base, no fast expansion. Terran, poor Terran, scouting the wrong way the entire way. Finally getting his scout over here. That pesky Overlord waited till the right moment to show up to not allow the Terran player to know too quickly. The SCB actually just sitting here and banked up 107. No, he was up to 300 minerals for a second there. I was expecting to see some kind of possible proxy building with these two. Here we go. Wow. We have a barracks and a bunker going down at the front of the Zerg's base. Fuzer is putting the pressure on and putting it on hard. Haven't seen anything like this before myself. I've seen the double bunker wall off with the Reapers, but I've never seen it done with the barracks. Zerg just now seeing with the Zerg, knows what's going on, trying to kill whatever he can. Very wise decision not to fast expand. Back in the Terran base, orbital command, gas going up, and Marines being produced. And as you can see, they're already rallied over to this bunker. Zerglings chopping away, doing whatever they can, and the SCV's just repaired from the back, still finished this bunker, making it extremely difficult. Let's see how the Zerg responds. Double gassing. This is very interesting. You will not see double gas very often for a Zerg this early, unless they're either going mutas or some kind of very hard tech. We'll see what the Zerg decides to go to. This Bailing Bust coming. He's going to break out and hopefully do some damage to this Terran. This explains what the Terran did walled in, because he was going to wall in right here. One Marine here, not producing anything from this barracks yet. Jumping back to the Terran place. Terran base. Down comes a mule. Nothing too exciting, but more Marines coming. Almost filled out this bunker. Let's see if this Zerg is able to get out of this position. It's a very tough position not to be able to take your expansion. Choosing not to begin his layer out of 100 gas. He's banking gas, I assume, for these banelings, not building too many Zerglings, concentrating mainly on drones. Very wise decision. As if you're a Zerg player and you get walled in like this, the best thing you can do is to macro as much as possible, prepare for your eventual breakdown, and then take your expansion and be able to fill it out as quickly as possible with your drones. Here it comes, looks like 6 banelings coming in, just going to be enough to break this down. Very wisely has his units away so they don't get caught in the blast. Here comes the factory and the barracks, not quite walling off with him. Looks like he's leaving room for attack out on. We're going to stay here because something's about to happen. Here comes the Zerglings. Here come the Banelings. Kaboom! There they go. And we still have, just SCVs, not a Marine hiding in there, taking down these HP bars just to see. Here comes a very wise decision, immediately throwing up his hatchery. He's got this very well saturated. The Zerg player probably not going to come out too far behind, especially because the Terran player lost 100 minerals in the form of the barracks and has this in the form of a bunker and 100 minerals in the form of his barracks. I can't imagine he's going to find any way to save that. Going back, very interesting play by Fuzer. Wants to be aware of anything that could possibly be appearing in his base. Building supply depots all over. Here comes a giant ball of links, and he has finally finished his wall off using the starport. Gonna be more of a typical 1-1-1 build. Looks like an armory, so we might see some kind of early upgrades or some kind of Thor Hellions already being created. Here comes a Marine, gonna be able to hold this off easily due to this extremely thick wall. Baneling Bust is not gonna be very effective in this situation. Jumping back to the Zerg base, here's a hatchery. Exciting, I know. Jumping back, we have Zergling Speed on the way, spreading his creep, very wise decision, especially against Terran. You don't want any of their fast units doing any kind of a harass. Finally getting his lair. A little behind on the lair, but not too far behind. And look at that saturation. Jumping to the income tab. 32 workers for our Zerg player, 24 for our Terran. This Zerg player used his time very wisely while he was bunkered in, and is going to be able to take a very strong economic lead, I believe, as soon as his expansion is finished. Taking his Zerglings back, just did enough poking, probably knows what's going on. Here comes that dropship, and a Thor. We're going to see a Thor drop, as well as a command cert going down. This is proving to be a very interesting game, and a very quick vehicle upgrades, weapon +1. Jumping back to the production tab, we have another Queen on the way, as well as that hatchery is just now getting completed, and he should be doing a drone transfer. There they go. Perfect timing, making me look good. Queen going out. Zerg player, very, very good response to that early harassment. Very strong. Infestation Pit. Infestors are so strong against Terran. Really give you the ability to stop those bio units, which are notoriously used against Zerg. Especially Hellions, who move so quick. It's nice to be able to slow them down. Here we go. Doing a little drop with the Hellion, bringing it back. And here comes the Thor. Let's see where he takes this Thor. Excuse me. Moving on up. Does it look like he's going to go to the main base? Looking at the Zerg base, that infestation pit's almost done. Vehicle weapon still about halfway done. Not going to wait for that. Going to come in, sees the Zerglings, knows this isn't a good decision. Is going to fly, I assume. No, actually dropping it. He's going to snipe that Queen. Oh, nope, not getting the Queen. Absolutely relentless. Knows the Queen is the crucial part of the Zerg macro, but look at Eyes right here. Just prepared. Queens all over the place. 3 queens, having a queen party. Absolutely great decision. It's always a good decision to have extra queens against Terran, especially so you can spread this creep. Look at that creep all over the place. Any drop is going to be responded to very quickly. Terran player finally taking his expansion. Oh, this is very nice use of these buildings. Using these buildings to cut down this wall. Man, this Terran player is just playing fantastically. His building placement is very strong. Whatever he initially did and walled off, I was a little worried about him, but he's proven me to be silly. Throwing down, looks like 2 more factories. Going to be a very strong mech army. Going to be operating off of 3 factories. I wouldn't be surprised to see quite a few Thors being added on. A couple Zerglings just, I guess, scouting around, taking his 3rd base. Very good decision. He needs to get a base ahead. He cannot allow this Terran to catch up to him in base count. Jumping back to his base, looks like he's going to be adding on Banelings and finally getting the Hive. So it looks like he got the Infestation Pit for the Hive. Actually not going for Infestors. Oh, excuse me. 3 Infestors on the field. Is he going to be getting... No, he's not learning Neural Parasite. Very interesting decision. Neural Parasite would probably be the only thing that they would really be able to use to deal with these Thors. Not a lot of bio units, so the Fungal Parasite is... Fungal Growth is not going to be that great. Infested Terrans have their place, but probably not in this game. Let's see what he's going to do with this very small Zergling Infestor-based army. Very interesting play from our Zerg, but our Zerg has a strong economic advantage, I believe. Jumping the economy tab, actually, 1,300 to 1,000, even ahead in mineral count, regardless of those mules. 40 workers to 51, Zerg player 11 workers ahead.